rigorous search for Mercer Robotics Club. You can join. It's an open group. We have few members outside of the Mercer as members.
We've got about 40 members in the group. There's some various alumni in the group that keep track on all the threads, and each project updates how they're doing in there. So even if you guys don't have any creative ideas in mind that you want to do, I have posts up on there that says, hey, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this kind of stuff. So if you have any expertise or any specialty in the area or an interest in the area or something else going on already, just everyone's friendly, send a Facebook message.
I mean, just within the last week, within the Facebook group, someone was talking about, doing some sort of radio-controlled, voice-controlled RC car. So, and then once that topic came out, one person said, "Oh, I have 7 years experience in RC, stuff like that, da 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 da." And then another group said, "Well, we're actually trying to put, RC control on here, but none of us are really skilled at using RC control. So, if you've used the 7 years, you're probably going to be the better pilot to first test these things out." So then he got, sucked into that project. So there's any skill that you have is probably useful, any skill, or just willingness to be available for work or play. Any questions?
Now, is this the device here that you're using in your project?
Yes, sir.
And that little device then is going to be mounted on that?
Yes, sir. That'll be sitting on top of a separate power distribution board.
Okay. Where does the power come from for the motors?
Onboard battery.
Okay.
Polymer.
Okay. So it seems to be fairly heavy. So you tested that with lift off?
Yeah.
Okay.
The frame was originally built to have a 1.5 kilogram payload.
Okay.
So it would be total 3 kilograms. We're limited only to, our competition will specifically limit us to 1.5 kilograms. So we're watching our weight where we can.
So the frame, I had a vision of where I wanted to go with this. So one of the things that we did was I knew that we could not compete in the competition immediately. We needed to have certain infrastructure built up. So previous year, I had a senior design team create a proof of concept platform with the electronics, and what they did was they wirelessly controlled the basic Z-axis control, so they could actually get this thing to hover, land, lift off, and so forth. So we knew that proof of concept was there. They did some measurements and they came back with a little over 3 pound payload capacity, which means all the stuff on there, and they could carry another extra 3 pounds. So these things basically generate a little over 6 pounds of thrust. These things, so that's there. A few of the other things that you might be also interested in is we're in the process of getting involved with the FIRST Robotics competition. So recently, a lot of Middle Georgia area high schools have started to get involved in FIRST Robotics, I think. Last year, Howard Robotics did it for the first year, and then there's a couple of high schools and one of Robbins that also competed. So Georgia Tech does these workshops for Metro Atlanta area high schools, where Georgia Tech runs these workshops. They come and attend. They learn about different phases of the FIRST Robotics competition. How do you install software? How do you use this? How do you do that? Type of thing. Well, it's open to all the high schools, but realistically, it's really only open to metro area high schools, mainly because they run it basically right after high school ends, and I think it starts around 4 and ends around 6. For any high school to actually go from here and drive up there just for that is not time efficient or even cost efficient. So I've talked to Connie Haynes. She's the regional director of FIRST Robotics in Georgia. And so we've worked out the logistics and stuff like that, and I've made a proposal. So we have the funding coming in. It's in someone's desk at Mercer now. As soon as he signs off, the money's going to be available. But that's going to allow us to create a set of workshops for this area, Middle Georgia high schools. So we're not only doing research, we're not only doing student projects, we're also going to start doing outreach programs to local high schools and so forth. I'm not sure how I'm doing on the time. I didn't keep track.
You got time.
Yeah, about 5 minutes. The meteorite surveying robot that you saw, proposed by Dr. Marone from Physics Department, that also has an outreach program. Our intention is that we create that robot as a real surveying robot to find meteorites, but we can take that and then put like metallic or ferrous material or even real meteorites on a parking lot and have this thing sweep through and locate it, and then use that as a focal point to draw people in terms of their attention, whether we go to fairs or they go to the Museum of Arts and Sciences or local high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, get that to draw in, and then use that, once we have that, use that opportunity to educate them and also advertise information concerning NASA and the Meteoritic Society and so on and so forth. So we're trying to do a lot of things, but there's one resource that I'm really, really running low on: good students. That's why I'm here. Good students, I'm really, really learning low on. So, if you have some time, you want to work on a project, it doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be what you saw up there. It could be yours. It does not matter. But I just want to create more opportunities for students to get involved in different types of projects. So, constantly, students are coming up with different projects and so on and so forth. We have the funding mechanism. We have the funding process. Come and help. Come and join us. Have fun. And also another thing that I look forward to is with the faculty. If you see any areas of collaboration that we could work on, just like I started this collaboration with Dr. Marone in Physics Department. It basically because this conversation started. He had an interest, I had an interest. I said, you have this expertise. I can build you the robot. If we put us together, we could get this thing working. And from there, we're in the process of writing a proposal to the Meteoritic Society to get funding for that platform. And there we go. So, any questions? Thank you very, very much for taking the time to listen to us, and thank you very much for inviting us here. And I hope to see many of you often.